my phone, I look on it, and there are calls made from it, from the phone, to somebody that I know very well now. That I did not do because I was sleeping it. And the calls are, I think, at 7 something a.m., right? Something, and I think you can understand, I think it makes a lot of sense that somebody that comes home at like 4 in the morning, that's completely fucked up, doesn't make calls from the shower. Does anybody agree with that? Is that something you do sometimes that you, yeah, you get that. If you're sleeping, you can't make calls. So there are calls made from my fucking phone. That's crazy, dude. The next day, on another phone, oh man, this is embarrassing. I'm being showed something unrelated, right? And I see a folder on another person's phone. I see a folder, and it has a folder of 721 pictures. And you know what it looks like when I look at it? There are photos of my phone and my logs of my phone on Smez's phone. I'm like, yo, what is that? That's fucking insane. That is and they're not like screenshots, you know, chat? They're not, because screenshots, if you take a screenshot, it'll probably leave some sort of trace, right, on your phone, right? That you took your own, and then through data recovery, I would assume, that you can see your own screenshots being taken or deleted from your phone and some logs, right? But it looked like from afar, which is about a couple centimeters out of my face, like the pictures were taking, like in a phone way, from phone to screen, right? And there's fucking 700 of them.
Why are they so hard to find? It's because I'm so crazy and I have so many screenshots, over 700. Baby girl, you want to add the numbers up? It's over 15. It's like over 2,000. You guys act like I said, that I'm not in a war. You guys act like I'm not at war. Motherfucker, I was out here fighting for my fucking life. I was out here fighting for my life. You think I'm gonna just give it all away for free on Instagram when I could come up on here, on stream, and run 10-minute ads? Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch, Zos. Because she was literally making alt Reddit accounts to make posts about me on LSF when he was asking her to. Like, after they hooked up, he was straight up like, look, I didn't really feel anything when I hooked up with you. And I hooked up with this other chick from Canada, and I still didn't really feel anything for her either. The only one that I can think about is Adept. The only one I can think about is Sammy. How can you know that? It's all right here in the messages. It's all in their messages. She's cracking. She can't handle being done with you. She's vindictive, weak-minded, a little person. I mean, really though. No aspirations, no goals, no core values. And I know all the juicers are like, lol, true, bro, true. That's fine.
It's a major fucking breach to have private logs, and especially private individuals' information aired out live against everybody's consent is fucking wilderness.
I get it. I'm the crazy, deranged, emotional woman. I get it. And you know what that person did? That person busted down a barrier that was locking my front door so that anyone who had the key code couldn't open it willy-nilly. They busted down that barrier and they went into my home and went up into my computer and went through my Discord messages to find out where I was live in real time. Proof? I don't need to show you my proof right now.
Yeah, this is another claim made. I'll talk about it in a minute. This is another claim made that I did this, busted down the door and broke into. That was also a claim that was tried to be made, and was completely shut down. I'll go through in a minute. Jesus Christ, yeah, because there's a lot. Since it's like a part of it, I don't want to like kind of jump in the middle and kind of get out and talk about. We're just gonna. Does that make sense?
What's this? Does that look like Vyvanse to you? What is that? What's this? Or does it maybe look like Adderall? Does it maybe look like unprescribed Adderall? I'm having a really hard time sleeping. Who do you think should help me since I'm having a hard time sleeping? My mom, my dad, my brother and his girlfriend, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my friends, my managers, my assistants, my agents, maybe even some of my brother's friends who are local that I could pay to literally watch me as I sleep. No. Hold on a second. There's surely got to be a better option than that list of people. I think I should hire my moderator to fly out to me and take care of me while we definitely don't hook up or don't have any sex of any kind. As you guys know, there's over 700. There's over 700. Just don't mention the fact that I've broken into her house and gone through her computer without her consent while she wasn't even home to figure out where she was live in real time. But guys, like taking pictures of my phone, that's where I draw the line. Anyways.
A lot of the things that people know, like things like protective order and shit like that, a lot of this wording, okay? Only a few people of you guys knew about this because it was all done through like YouTube channels that leak court documents and whatever. Some of you guys might have known about this. You might know what it means and what it does. Now that this is done with, I can kind of speak about it, as I would assume to my to my understanding of it. I can now speak on it. Yes, crazy Andy went on a fucking rant, and it is what it is. Like, it was a disaster. Guys, I only got to watch a little bit of it because by the time I got there, it was too late. Things were already kind of insane. Do I really have to say? I think everybody knows because I'm not. I don't want to give it I don't want to give that attention in a way that's going to go in a bad way. So somebody was doxxed. Okay, that's it. That's all that matters. Okay.
Yes. What's my other name? Smiley face. LOL, no, I meant my other first name. I was actually wondering if you had forgotten. You just flew all the way out for a man that you've been working for 5 years. That you've been building this whole empire, this whole life with, according to you, that you guys have been doing all these great things. You don't even know your fucking name? Okay. And she reacts with a smiley face. Why not much to enjoy? Is it because they're not in the vicinity? 'Cause it's surface level with no substance. These are girls that are easy to move in and hard to move out. I'm good.
That's a problem. That shouldn't happen. And what's really, really fucking annoying is the fact that, oh, dude, you're lying to the public. That's crazy. Why are you doing this? I'm leaking partial logs on the internet and making fake narratives, and you're not gonna fully debunk the story? Are you lying to your viewers? You're such a liar. Dude, I don't understand what I have to debunk claims that are false, made off of a misreporting and miscontextualizing logs that weren't even obtained legally. That's insane. Chad, this is like 3 layers of dog shit. How do you disprove a schizo thing? How? It's impossible. You can't do it. If you get something that you should be getting, and then you crop it, you selectively post it without context, and then you make up a fake narrative, how do you even debunk this? It's like somebody posts a picture of an apple and say, yo, dude, like, this is the apple that was thrown at me during this date. Like, oh my God, bro, like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's even hard to debunk how far out it is. Because there's a lot of things that I leak or not leak based on the fact that maybe sometimes I want parts of my private life out there, and there are parts that I don't want it out there. That's just it, dude. like girls that I've been with, girls I've hooked up with. If I don't talk about it, and I don't name them by name, because I want privacy. It's that simple. If I, not only for me, but for them too. And most of the time, because of the platform I have when I stream, a lot of time, it's for them more than for me. Because for me, what do I care? Oh my god, you hooked up with somebody. Oh my god, you had an intercourse with somebody. Okay, so what? Yeah, for me, it's easy to explain, but for them, it's not as easy sometimes, you know? Like, it's why I don't fucking talk about it. That's it. Yeah, there was a bunch of harassment done, a bunch of fucking, just doxing and just leaking shit for no fucking reason. It's just insane. I don't really understand why it's all a thing. But regardless, also that's done with them.
Coconut, I've been keeping my mouth quiet about you. I've been quiet. But trust me, I see. You want to talk about the toilet? Because I've been quiet. Oh, I'm sure you would love to get on my stream and talk about it. I'm sure, Coconut, you've been orbiting this shit for so long, like it involves you in any way, bitch. Oh, you've been orbiting around tweeting about it. You've been racking up the juicers up into your side. You've been wanting to be a part of this so bad, like a bitch does. Aren't you a man? Remind me of your gender again. Cause you're on some real bitch shit. With all that shit that me and you talked about with you and your girl, you've been talking some real shit. Go out of here and go play some Rust, little girl. I don't know why Coco thinks that him and XQC are like friends. He says that I emasculate him and it makes him angry and vindictive at me. Every time. And what I've come to realize is that making a man feel emasculated is a very dangerous thing for a woman to do. Very fucking dangerous.
Get over here!
He goes, literal rat digging to find the last piece of cheese that it can find. And here's Miss Pick Me Bitch number 24 of the list, because there's been a lot in this man's list. And she goes, that's beyond twisted. And I need to be careful saying this, because now that there's nothing to protect me, I know a real emasculated motherfucker is getting real angry at me again. And who knows what they're going to do this time, but...
I was kind of surprised this was said. Holy f***. Yeah. I think a lot of people thought this entire process has been drama. And like, oh guys, it's just like, it's just guys, it's just like problems between one person and another, and it's all jokes, it's all drama. It's like, oh, we're gonna consume it as drama. And like I said in the past with other events of other people, I always say, well, it's not drama. And I wish it wasn't, I wish it was drama, but it's not. It's much more serious than that. And I think if you know what this means, what a protective order is, well, it's a big fucking deal. It's a big fucking deal because that is what you get when you claim very severe things that are not drama, that are crimes. And having that above your head is really fucking bad. And there's a time where I thought I was going to lose my career over just having that out there, that exists. And I was really scary. So whenever at the time I saw not only Pokey, but just other people kind of treat it as drama, it kind of made me a little bit sad. But then I was fine because I was like, they don't know. There's nobody could have known, you know? So I cannot get mad at them. It's not possible. I can't get mad at them. So I'm not mad at them at all, actually. I don't give a fuck. I will explain in the best way that I can without going too much into details, because one, it's a long story, one, it's late, and I'm not, guys, it's too much. Guys, it's too much to unpack for one day. It's very intense. I'll give you the big gist of it so you understand. So it's not gonna be in code. It's just not gonna be mega precise just because it's just. Okay, so yeah, this was leaked previously. Okay, but there was a protective order filed in TX. And what that does is that basically, the way I can explain it, the way I understand it to be, somebody that if somebody had caused a harm to them or family violence can file for this, so that they seek protection from the person that is doing these things to them. And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, so that measures are placed to protect said person. And in that case, I was set out to be the perpetrator of certain actions. And full screen like this. Okay, and I wasn't really free to talk about it, and it's not even something that I kind of wanted to talk about, right? But now that things are lifted, I can talk about it. Basically, way back when, I'm sure you guys remember. There was a story. Remember the picture that was posted on Instagram, right? And I said, "Oh, dude, like a dumbass." Remember when I said that? Like a dumbass, I went to my house and slept there, or whatever, right? So after that, I went home, and then since I was probably never going to go to that house ever again. I just posted the video of my own house on Twitter, my own house tour. I'm sure you guys remember that. Main entrance, nice little stairs. From the other side, room here for creative stuff, mud room. That's living room, kitchen. Looks pretty nice. Here's the coffee table, or like breakfast table outside. Oh, look how disgusting it is. 3-car garage. Which just smells terrible though, because stuff's been in there for a while. But here's what it is. You gotta say goodbye, I guess. Office room. Okay. I'm getting out. Thank you for helping out. That was just done because people can say whatever they want about this, but the grand scheme of things is that even though people knew, they've seen the house a bunch of times, right? People have seen the whole layout. It didn't really matter, right? I just wanted to show the house one last time before I leave it, because in its last state, because the house is pretty much going to be gone. It's just how it is, because it's just the house has always been bad at a certain point because of swatting and whatever, all these things. After I got home, I'm not crying, but it's gonna get a little bit heavy for sure. After I got home, they were really upset about that, out of the blue, and then I heard a claim was made, and you'll know that in a minute. And I was gonna, doesn't matter. You'll see it in a minute. It will explain for itself. Just let me talk for a little bit. Let me start for a bit. It's not gonna be in code. It's just gonna get there. Okay. Some claims were made that were outrageous, and I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what the fuck. I didn't know what the fuck was going on because of how outrageous things sounded on the phone. I was like, okay, whatever. And the next day, I wanted to go pick up some things from my house. And my brother and my father were really worried about me because I hadn't replied in a while. So it was kind of coincident that they got home, and then they were there at Poke's house. And I was like, yo, I have stuff at the other house. I want to go pick up clothes and whatnot. well, let's just go over there. And I'll pick up my shit and we'll get the fuck out. When was this? This was back in... Yeah, I don't remember. It's all out. It's on Twitter. So then, that was, I think, the day after, 2 days after I slept there. And we got to the house, and I thought we would just walk in and just whatever. But, you know, shit got weird. Police was called. I couldn't enter. And I was like, okay, I'll just wait outside. Because I knew the police was going to come. I was like, okay, well, I mean, whatever, dude. And then police gets there, and I'm like, yo, I'm not here for, like, trouble, whatever. Like, I'm just here to get clothes and get the fuck out. Because since I got in Texas not too long ago, I had no clothes, nothing. I had no underwear. I hate saying it, but I was wearing the same underwear for a little bit of time, yo. Okay? Say what you want about it, okay? It's kind of cringe, but, yo, and I just wanted to get stuff out of that house pretty much and just get out. My stuff anyway. And I thought we could do that like amicably and chill and whatever. And then the police gets there. It's like a bunch of fucking cars. And I'm used to talking with police or whatever because, you know, back in the day swatting was crazy. So I talk to them and they're all chill, they're all whatever. It's all really cordial. And they're like, oh yeah, if you're only here for clothes, like, this should take like 5 minutes and you'll be out of here. I'm like, okay. And I went outside for like 20 minutes plus or some shit. And then police comes back out and they're like, yeah, you gotta get the fuck out. And I'm like, yo, you know, I'm at the house that I own, you know? Like, I bought this place, I own it. I'd like to just get clothes, right? And I'd even asked if that's okay. Like, that's okay, you could just pick up the clothes and give them to me, and then I can get out. And I'm like, yeah, like, none of it's gonna work. And the police is like, yeah, you gotta move. I wasn't arguing, but I was just gonna have a conversation and trying to talk to them. I was trying to talk to them, as in, you know, trying to see what we could do to reach like, an adult conclusion. But the police was very adamant, and they were almost like, they looked upset with me. And at the time, I didn't understand why they were upset at me. I didn't get it. Nothing made sense. It kind of made me sad. And that was probably one of the, I know it doesn't sound like a big deal to some of you guys, and maybe you guys will probably never know why. I kind of got like chased out, but I think they're just like, yeah, you gotta go like now. And I'm like, okay. And I walked out back to the car, and I got there, and I just kind of sat in the car, and I was really sad. I just kind of sat there, and I didn't know how to process that because it felt like going through life and doing whatever. I feel like there are certain things that you get that you feel are yours, and then I feel like getting chased out of my own house and not knowing why is like really fucking bad, you know? Because it feels dehumanizing. It feels like you own nothing, like you can't achieve anything. It feels like everything can be taken away from you. And I didn't know what to tell my brother, my dad, because at the time I genuinely didn't get it. And I was like, okay, guys, let's just go home, guys. Like, no, it's okay, no problem. And it didn't make a big deal of it. Just went home. But I still didn't understand why the police was almost mad at me and wanted to get me out really fast, because I should be able to go to my own house. And then I learned days later that there was an application made by the other party for a protective order against me. So they had to be protected from me because I had committed family violence. And the claims were extremely outrageous, unfounded, untrue, didn't happen. And they were so far out that I didn't even know what I was reading when it was given to me. It almost felt like it was filed by the wrong person. That's how outrageous it was. And the claims made, I don't want to go into details about it. That's unimportant. possibly one of the worst thing that you could do to somebody. One of the absolute worst action you could do to somebody were in those claims, amongst other ones. And I didn't really know, like, it's almost like you read something and it goes like, and then you're gonna click back into gears, and then you kind of understand how, like, what's going on at that point, right? Because now it kind of makes sense why when I went to my house, the cops would want me to get out, because I would assume that they were now in understanding that these things were filed. You know, when I didn't know they were filed, and they were like, yeah, this person needs to get out because this person might be a perpetrator or something like that. That's my understanding of it. All this is my understanding. So now it kind of made sense for me. And then after that, I spoke to my people, and we were like, let's just approach things the way you should do it. And I wasn't, even though it came to a shock to me, I was not worried. I wasn't really worried because I didn't do those things, and it was provable that these things didn't happen, and it would be pretty easy to debunk them, if that makes sense. So I was ready. I was like, okay. And then, I don't know how many days. A couple days maybe? I don't know the exact timeline. There was a letter I received that demanded an extremely sizable financial settlement. And these things wouldn't get out there. And yeah, basically, basically a very sizable amount, and it basically wouldn't happen. And I saw that, and in front of me, with these two things happening, with these two documents I now have, well, I had to make an adult decision. And the adult decision that I made is that I wouldn't budge on any of it. And I wasn't gonna buy my way out of anything. I wasn't gonna give in to evil. And I wasn't gonna just let the waves wash over me. For a lot of individuals, I would assume, if they did bad things, they would buy themselves out. But for me, I knew the truth was on my side and would always be, and that's how it will always be in the future. The truth was on my side, and I felt solid. So I spoke directly to the correct parties and explained everything and how these things went, and it was really it was very off-putting to read these things that were claimed about me, and what other parties claimed I had done to them. Hold on, I gotta text a lot. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, basically, what was that? Yeah, it was very off-putting because some things can be so outrageous and so far out that it's like you don't even know where to begin to explain how they didn't happen, because it's so far out. Because what the truth was and the reality and the course of events in reality and in my head was very straightforward and very, very streamlined. It was very, but something that was claimed that was so far out, it's gonna, and it's fucking crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna say how it is. Anyway, and down the line, there were even claims about bruises on the other person's hands or wrists was said, and all these things that I didn't know. And the reason why that was so hard for me to listen to and understand, because one, that was somebody that I was once very close with and cared about. I also had video and photos of that very night and the day after with none of these. There's just with perfect, like intact body, if that makes sense. So I didn't know how could somebody be making those claims when they're verifiably untrue. It doesn't make any sense. Does that make sense? So I did what I thought was right. I spoke directly with the police. I had a full-on interview with them. I sat down and I yapped. Yeah. I did yapathon. I just rambled. Because I've told you guys in the past before, I'm a very visual person and I have a pretty decent memory for events. And I remember exactly how everything went to the smallest detail. And of course they had questions for me. And I got there and I think they asked like one question and I sent it. And a lot of you guys are gonna say, yeah, dude, like, I understand how, as an outsider, you could see, oh, dude, don't do this, guys, don't do this, because you think you know, but it doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, the truth is on my side, and the events how they happened are not what was claimed. So, if I remember exactly how things went, and I have proof of everything, what do I have to be scared of? Well, nothing. So I went on a 2-hour plus rantathon, and I ranted. And I just said everything that happened. Said everything. And down the line, it was said that I was found credible and that didn't have any worries that I was lying or an indication that I was being untruthful or unforthcoming. And the conclusion of all of that was that things were what we call no build, which in fact means that there was let me back a little bit. Basically, this went to another thing of the law, whatever. Something called they went to a grand jury or whatnot, a grand jury, and in other parties in law enforcement, and they basically the whole thing got no build, which means that there's no probable cause to continue further, and it just stops right there. It stops right there, and then there's no warrants, no arrests, nothing. It just kind of stops right there. Yes, there was a detective. Yes, I spoke to a detective for hours. But I was very confident throughout the whole process. I wasn't scared or nervous or whatever. I woke up that day and I was very confident. Because it's very easy to talk about things when you live in the realm of real life. I know this might sound weird to you, me saying this, but when you live in real life and you live in the world that others live in, we're all in the same server. So it's very easy to recollect and talk about things how they happened in that world. And when you're lying and you're making shit up, you're living in another world. It's much harder, I would assume, to say stuff and have it all make sense. That makes sense. Okay, what was that? Blah blah blah. That happened. Okay. So then, that protective order still had to be dissolved. So after I had said no to said settlements, they continued on under their quest to still get that the protective order in motion, and so that it stays. and they wanted to stick. In my understanding, a protective order is very severe. Like I cannot go close to my home. I cannot be in contact with anybody that's a third party. Like I can't. There's a lot of things that you can't. It's a very severe document out there. I was even stopped at the fucking. Oh my god. I was even stopped at the border when going home. The border patrol agent were like, "Hey man, you have a protective order against you in the state of Texas. What about it?" And I had to sit there in line at the airport and explain it. And I felt like I was treated like a fucking criminal. I felt like I was just treated like I'm some sort of maniac, and I had to explain it. And it was all off of manufactured false statements, and that just kind of fucked me up. And I had to do it 2 times. So I went back again. And that was pretty insane. So not being able to talk about anything, so it's not only that I can't say anything about, let me explain this, how that works, because a lot of people don't know about these things. Not only can I not do those things, but if I were to break said protective order that was in place at the time, there's major consequences, such as jail time. So I had to go live every day and stream with the notion that if there's even a small thing that pops up where I say something without being focused, or something comes out, right? And it somehow breaks one of the many points in that document, well, that I could be jailed. That's just something that I don't think I was ready to process at the time, and I was kind of that's just a big deal, you know. So I had to be on my A game, if that makes sense, because some things can be accidental sometimes, you know. And I had stuff in my house that I wanted to bring home, to get out, and I couldn't, because I couldn't go near my house. I can go near that person. That was a big deal. So then, that now that we talked about that, so we had to get that dissolved, because if in the future that was to stay in place, right? Because a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, but dude, it doesn't matter if you can't interact with that person, whatever, in the future, whatever." It's not. That's not what the goal of that was. It's under my understanding that if that stays on forever, I have to spend the rest of my career on eggshells, and if something happens coincidentally or accidentally, then I could become a criminal, but just by that happening in the accident. So it was a point that we did get that out. Anyway, whatever. So guys, I don't want to be rambling about useless details nobody cares about. Anyway, so then there was to be found discrepancies in the other party's story about the whole thing. It was under my understanding there was many discrepancies in the story and how it was said and reported, because there was many versions of it that came out for whatever reason. The story that was in the settlements, where we were asked for a sizable amount of millions of dollars for it to go away. The story was presented in a way that made my stomach turn, literally. Guys, I told you guys, I always tell you guys, I'm really like, whatever. I can take it, you know? A lot of things, like, you tell me, I'll be like, whatever, dude, like, you know? I'm pretty solid. But the way that it was written in there was so far out, it actually, I kind of froze, like, my blood became like cold almost. It was like, Jesus. And then what was presented later on was different. And then what was presented later on was, it's like, it was just kind of crazy. Anyway. And there's other claims that were made. I'm just gonna go through the claims, and then we could go through this, the conclusion of what happened at the end. So other claims were made, of course, that this person would have to be protected for, right? There was another claim that was made that that I had done something in California, which was also unfounded and untrue. That I had assaulted said person, so that didn't go through either. And there was another claim that was made that I had broken into somebody's home, broken into her home, which is also untrue. And it's I understand that story is being paraded again as a truth and is being used in a court of public opinion on social that this person is saying that in California I had broken into her home. And it was just weird to me to see and hear these things. I was like, I live in real life. I live in the realm of what factually happens, right? And I know it didn't happen. So how will that even be presented if that's just untrue? Yeah. And it's why I didn't even understand it. And then a video was presented of like me just walking in or whatnot, and just then getting out like a normal person. And I didn't really get it because I was like, okay, what am I watching? Because I didn't even know like what was going on, because there was a claim and then something presented it, and I was like, I don't think these things just don't correlate. I don't know what's being presented. So then, also there was other claims made of harassment, that I had leaked my own address and risked everybody's lives when I leaked my own address by accident one night by going live and clicked the wrong button. I'm sure you guys remember one night when I went live with the phone. The reason why that is, people think it's true. Let me explain this. Those that don't know, I was getting weird bills on my credit card at the time for stuff at the house, and I was wondering who was putting the charges on the card for the house. I called in, and I wanted to record it so I could listen to it down the line. When they tell me who put down the card and an update on my account and proof of it. So I want to record my phone, and so I went on OBS. It's my only recording program, and I just clicked on start recording, but I literally misclick on start streaming, like an absolute idiot. It was just an actual. I wish you guys understood how the buttons are one next to the other. Let me show it to you real fast. It's right there. So I clicked and then went back to look at my main monitor, and it just broadcasted instead. But of course that didn't matter because nobody lived there. It's not the place of residence of anybody. It wasn't a threat to anybody, and I thought that was done accidentally. So that there's also that claim. And then amongst other things, and it's under my understanding, I hope I'm not wrong about this, I don't mean to sound like an idiot. It's under my understanding that a protective order against somebody, the proof required, the burden of proof that required to acquire one is pretty little or small. So in order to get that against somebody, it's my understanding of the law, or my understanding of legal proceedings, that you don't have to prove much or have a lot of evidence for that to be in place against somebody. So the conclusion of everything, with everything set in motion, all these claims made about me. So no, and now we're talking about two claims of different types of assaults, and then and a claim of breaking and entering, and then harassment, and then of threats and whatnot. After all of this, after all that was kind of went into it, the conclusion was at the end that it did not meet none of the claims met the burden of proof, I think, on the civil code or in the criminal code, and that a protective order against me would not be granted. So then, after months and months of sitting in the dark with the version of the truth that lives here with us, which is real life, after months of sitting in the dark, I actually had something or somebody tell me and validate that my brain was rooted in reality. And that was really refreshing to finally have somebody, a piece of paper or whatever, something that says that I was right. That that things that were claimed were proven and whatnot, and that was really big mentally for me, you know. And it's why it was hard for me to respond to you guys a lot. But I think that people asked about questions. I choose my words carefully because I was scared that even though the reason why the protection was false and it would be lifted, there was a temporary one that was in place while it's either proven false or proven true, and I could by accident breach that current protective order and I would be in trouble for it. So I had to be on eggshells like crazy. So I couldn't speak freely about these things to you guys, to the public. I could explain it to anybody, sometimes even friends, in fear that they would talk to another or leak it or talk to somebody else, and then they talk to her or whatever. I didn't know what the fudge to do, you know? And I was just sitting by myself, you know? And I felt really alone, you know? Just like, does that make sense? Because that was once somebody that I cared about a lot, and the only person I could go to for things that like of trust, and that the false things were claimed about me that are some of the worst thing that you can do to another human. It's very much 100 and 0, if that makes sense. It's like both opposite sides of it. So that was something. That was something. And I just feel like it's a little disingenuous. Because I saw a clip earlier. I saw a clip come up where the conclusion of all this is being undermined, as in, the judge claimed this, and then it's just gonna weird that the conclusion is being undermined when so much went through the process, and that's the actual conclusion that it's being just kind of mocked, you know? Because if it was true, it would have been proven to be true. Anyway, so that's that. The marriage part that people are asking about is a little bit of a disaster, but how do I explain this to you guys? I've said in the past I've continued to say, and will probably continue to say in the future, that marriage is a disaster, and I don't wish to ever get married. I was never married. I never spoke about getting married to anybody, for that matter, and will probably continue to do so for the rest of my life, because it's not something a concept I believe in, that I want to get into. Any claims that that I married anybody are unfounded, stupid, and going nowhere. And I'm in hopes that continues to be the case. Yeah. If in retrospect, I am incredibly disappointed and saddened by other parties coming in and corroborating certain lies and certain things. I've lost faith in people, and I've lost faith in some adults that are out there that will just come out of the woodwork and, as fully grown adults, just corroborate these things and just kind of. It's a little bit off-putting to know that, like, some people that you kind of see as full-fledged adults, and, oh, these guys are very nice, these are okay, like, they would never do that, right? And to see do the absolute worst is just insane. Yeah, that's crazy. And before people say, oh, this, that, and defamation and whatever, it's under my understanding of the law that I think sometimes making a legal claim isn't something that can be sued against for defamation. It's only like comments that you would make publicly or on platforms. I think that's how that works. Maybe I'm wrong though. Yep. Yeah, it's a little crazy, but it's just kind of how it is. Don't worry. So then, but I'm also very thankful and grateful that that for the people that I worked with, like my lawyer or whatever, who believed in me from day one, and I kind of sat in the parking lot and he was like, I hope you know that I wouldn't have taken this on if I thought you did it. I just wouldn't have done it, and that made me feel like I was like trustworthy from the beginning, and that really kind of it made me happy, you know, to hear that and to have the court see through all the, I would assume, see through everything and come to a favorable conclusion. So I was really thankful for that, and hopefully all of that is behind, and then we could go back to fucking having fun and doing stuff. Hopefully we could go back to just clicking on links, watching videos that don't matter, play games nobody wants to watch, and listen to stories that are. I hope we could just go back to eating fucking toenails, okay, and sitting at the computer and doing dumb shit, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of sitting there with all this dumbass shit going around. It is incredibly annoying, dude, okay? I'm just tired of this shit. And I wish that the other parties out there will understand that, yo, you done? Holy fuck. It's okay if you want to live in fucking blah blah land, okay? Pull out of it. Holy fuck. Pull out. Christ, man. Just like, holy shit. It's time to fucking swap servers out and come back to the real world, okay? Please. Fuck. I can be as angry as anybody else, okay? That people are out there. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Jesus Christ. Like, it's time to land back into the real world, okay? And even I could be upset as anybody else. Okay, months ago, I could have been upset. I was fucking furious, okay? Way back when things weren't, that's just, just a fucking apology or being like, okay, yeah, that was kind of cooked. Like, moving on. I would have been like, okay, you know what, dude? Whatever. Let's just agree to fucking live our lives and just go through life and just whatever. Okay? Even when everything I could have been as small as everybody else. I had a choice at one point. I had a choice. Okay, I'm gonna make an exit on this. Okay, this is the conclusion. Even when a lot of things were lined up, and a lot of evil was shown, and a lot of terrible things were said and done, I sat there and I was asked that question multiple times. Do you want peace or do you want justice? And over again, I answered, I want peace. Which means, let's just do all the correct things, right? And not go crazy and not go wild and extend these processes longer than they have to be, right? And to extend everything. Because one thing you guys realize one day, chat, is that peace of mind, my motto is peace of mind at all costs. I want to wake up in the morning and live a life of just, what do I want to do today? I want to just do this. I want to just do that. I want to just have fun. I want to whatever, right? And you can't do that when you have a billion things on your head that are stacked up and continuing these processes that are out there, okay? Seeking damages and blah, 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 and doing all that. It extends the wounds, it extends the reality, and it makes these things that are still ongoing more and forever, and it's hard to live life. It's annoying, and I wanted to have peace. And even after not before this, but before, with all the garbage, I always said, yeah, it's like we're good. I want peace, and my teams agree with me that that's the way to go. And after a while, now where I'm at, I was asked, do you want peace or justice? I said, I want justice. I want justice now. Because I think making a stand, not only for myself is important, making a stand for other people that might not be able to afford lawyers and defense, a proper defense, people out there that might be afraid of this and that making a stand sometimes is important. And I hope that it's an example for other people out there that want to try to come at me with unfounded stupidity, that I won't budge. Because I live in the real world, and it's important that these people don't get rewarded for stupidity. And setting a track record for myself and for others, I think is important. And for the longest time, I was like, I just want to move on, and this be behind me. But now it's like I've received and I've been caused damage enough against me that I'm like, I don't think it can get any much worse than this, right? And if the correct course of actions will take months for me to reach justice and to survive and heal from the damage caused, well, so be it, man. It is what it is. Because I think that I fucking deserve it, and I hope that sends a message. I hope that sends a message to other people. That matters a lot to me. That matters a lot to me. And throughout many processes in the past, there has been a little bit of a pause and be like, hey man, we could settle. We could settle this, we could settle that, we could settle this, we could settle that. You can pay us this, you can pay us that, for this or this and that. I hope that for the past and for now and for later, that'll be my response. You can settle on this. You can settle on that. Settle on this right now, please. And that'll remain the case for forever. Anyway, thanks for listening. And now we can fucking move on. Yeah. We're going to be good on that. We're going to be good on that. Thanks for the fucking into my TED Talk. World be good on that. Holy shit. I'm gonna say it. Now flip it. Now flip. And I hope what my mouth is over there. Oh, Video Game Attorney, what's up, man? I don't know who this guy is, but thanks for the 10 gift subs, Video Game Attorney, what's up, man? Yeah, I think overall, a lot of people, a lot of my teams, and a lot of people that I work with, or whatever, know me, they know me for who I am, okay? And they know that I'm stupid. They know that I'm very irresponsible, okay? And they know that she gets crazy sometimes, right? But they also know the characteristics of my personality, and then I'm not a complete fuckhead to other people, and they've had the founded belief and trust in me, and I'm really thankful that I had people to talk to that believed, you know, because I would have lost my fucking mind if even the people that defend me didn't believe in it, because then at one point you start to lose belief in yourself, you know. I hope people understand this, is that at one point you can start literally gaslighting yourself into caving into what other people say, even when you know where you're at and you're in reality. If your reality is only echoed through your own voice and you're in the fucking dark and alone and you hear everything else, it can make your vision shift of what real things are. It's a thing that happens to people. It's just like and having it, not at least a certain amount of people to believe and tell me, yeah, no, you're good, was important for me. So then we're done with that. We're done with that, chat. Yes, I'm done with all this. The other claims, some of the unrelated whatever claims. Dude, did you fuck this person? Another person? You know what, dude? Answer, dude. Yes. Yeah, I've had. Yeah, it is what it is. Is what it is. If people want to make the, it's kind of crazy. Something was said. It was like, oh my God, this person is obsessed with you. This person is obsessed with you, man. It's what, and then they're saying, oh my God, they you paid for sex, whatever is what was said. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Somebody says he's obsessed with you, and then wants that. Well, I mean, you wouldn't have to pay for that. What the fuck? That explains itself. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay. Yeah, I don't even. Oh, anyway. And that doesn't make the initial. Even if I had lied, I'd still be justified because that was leaked.
My man with force in CD
with dog shit logs. Okay. I didn't even lie. The whole point was to just fucking have somebody look over me. And yeah, it wasn't fucking family because I had family problems. I wonder why. I don't know what was claimed. It was oh, if you're worrying about your health, just call your family. Well, I couldn't do that anymore. I wonder why that happened. I wonder at the time why I couldn't call family. I wonder why wouldn't I be able to call family at the time? Well, maybe because your ass made a massive drama that split me and my family apart entirely. It's almost like I had nobody at the time. Holy fuck. And that explains itself. Yo, I was alone in that house to the point where when Zom said, yo, I'm coming to Canada, I said, yo, come live in my house, bro. And I haven't I never sat down one time with Zom, and he lived there for like 6 months. I forgot he was living in my house. That guy was so silent. Dude, I didn't even know he was there, yo. That's how little friends I had at the time, and the people that had to worry and take care of me. Okay, I had a fucking bot in my house. Okay. I had a robot in my house, literally. So yeah, if you want, so it's not a gotcha. You're getting cooked because, oh, dude, you got caught in the lie. Yo, like, I had nobody to talk to or nobody to ask to take care of me and watch over me. Like, and if that led a consensual interactions, well, so be it. What the fuck? That's just private matters. I don't give a, like, what the fuck? Fuck, what does this have to do with anything? Yeah, it's not an issue at all. And people say, dude, that is a power dynamic. No, it's not. Okay, I made, you know what?
One question for you.
Oh look, I made a point. Okay, people know this already. Okay, listen, I didn't mind saying it before. I'll say it again. I don't pay the mods. Okay, there's not a hierarchy of employees that work for me, a pay grade or whatever the fuck. Okay, there's not like some sort of a exchange or power, bro. It's literally the same as any chatter, just like VIPs. If you're in chat and you have an extra token that says VIP, well, that extra token says mod. That's it. I guess that's the difference. They have a fucking green square next to their name. That doesn't make it shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. So then, that's out of the way. What else does I want to know? I'll give you the chance, you guys. I'll be a little bit of an open book, okay? Kind of, some things I still can't talk about. Fuck. But yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine before the end of the year. We'll be fine on that. Right now, it's all kind of like a limbo. It'll get there. It'll get there. Man, this is why I can't fucking click in the chat, man.
For 3 more years.
The car is. A lot of people know what. Dude. Some public info is out there. Okay, I can't talk about it. You can know what's up with the car. It's chilling, dude. It's just chilling. It's kind of like it. Hey, you know, dude. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like it when you're playing FIFA, right? And you build a team full of cards, and you have a really good card, right? And for the next 10 games, you have to put it in the reserve. So if you make a duo team or you make a team play with your friends, nobody can use the card. Nobody can put it on the field, right? It's just kind of like it's just kind of there. It exists, but nobody can use it. That card, of course. You feel?